Okay, a couple announcements before we get going while we're waiting for people to join. And I always forget this, but Wednesday is Veterans Day, and I'm a veteran. I should remember that. And so there is no studio this Wednesday, and we don't have a deadline. So there's no interim deadline this week, and so there will be no studio meeting. I was thinking about holding office hours, so if someone could talk to me, but they have said I'm not supposed to do that. I am going to have an office hours that I will announce and have a team for it on Thursday morning. So if you need to come on there, I will put that on the calendar and share that with you. I hope hopefully I'll be able to do that. I want to try to share it with both my classes, so hopefully I can do that. Or I may just use my regular office hours, but that's on Wednesday. I may add a new one. So anyway, no class this Wednesday. And I don't know if you noticed, but I added an extra credit and I added points for it. I'm adding 100 points if you come to extra credit, and I'm going to make it an assignment with 100 points, and you get the full 100 points if you come. And it's November 20th. It's basically a guest speaker, 10 in the morning, which is a Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday. Let me see if I have that right.
Yeah, it is next.
Yep, not this Friday, but next Friday. It is 10 in the morning. Someone was saying that I posted it at 10 at night, but I've checked that several times. But it is 10 in the morning till 12. It is a guest speaker. It is the creative director, graphic designer for Bricks Pizza, which is here in Charlotte. And he'll chat, show some of his stuff, talk about him getting out of school. He has been out of graphic design school. He went to graphic design school here in Charlotte at a junior college. He's been out 5 or 7 years, so not too long. He's on his 3rd job, I think, with the first 2 being pretty short, which is very typical of first jobs in any field. Okay, and with that, any questions on Veterans Day or the extra credit? And then I'll talk about what we're going to do today.
How are we submitting for the extra credit by being there? Are you going to be in attendance as well?
Yes.
To keep track of who show? Okay.
Yep, I will be there. So there's no submitting. You're just there. I'll see you're there. You can send me an email if I missed it. I might send out an email saying who was there, but I'll pretty much see you on I believe it is a team call that will go out. It'll come. Do you guys get that every week? The team email, the extra credit email from Travis Phillips. Do you guys get that?
I believe I do.
University. It's a university-wide thing. I will,
Yes.
when I get it, I am going to forward it to all of you all.
Okay.
Yeah, and it usually he sends it out the Thursday before, so it's pretty close to the time. I believe it's a Teams meeting, not Zoom, but I could be wrong. I will send out whatever it is.
The Maker's Morning, I don't know. It's from Travis Phillips, but for the last one, it said it's a Zoom meeting.
Okay, it is Zoom. Okay, so that's what it is. It'll be Travis. It'll be a Zoom meeting, and I'll send that out. Okay, so you get it twice. Okay, so with that, what we're going to do first is we're going to look at people's thumbnails for their word mark, and then I have a few thoughts, additional thoughts about do's and don'ts for thumbnails, and I added some information about the SWOT analysis and a couple little more details about the SWOT analysis, and I am still looking for an actual example. I'm trying to find a local example. And so I've asked some people that I know in the field if they have a local example of a SWOT that they can share with me, and I can take out the name or not. I'm hoping they share with me and let me keep in the name. We'll see. I have a friend of mine who runs a marketing company, and he is not a designer. He hires designers, and he does SWOTs all the time. And so I'm hoping he can, and all kinds of other different analyses as well. I'm hoping he can share one with me. We're talking. With that, who would like to share their screen? Daniel, you've already shared once. You ready to look at your thumbnails?
Yeah, I just put them into a Word document to kind of make it easier to see.
Great.
Okay. So I did mine like because I do mine in a bullet journal to kind of help space it out since I don't have a printer.
Sure.
These are the first 9. This one is extremely similar to their word mark at the moment.
Okay.
But I just instead of because they have like the Y going that way, but I just took it with the W and connected it
Okay.
to see how that would turn out. Since they're kind of like a pub, I went with like some
Oh, turning the D into a beer stein.
yeah, and then I
Okay.
had the beer stein behind it.
Okay.
This was supposed to be like a beer can, and I just kind of did there's right there.
Okay.
Um, and then I went to bubbly letters to kind of go with their like fun theme. Um, this right here, I kind of went the same way, but I made these letters bounce kind of in a fun way.
Okay.
These I just kind of wanted to see how it would look if one word was in cursive versus the other just kind of in a just a sans
Yep.
serif font.
Good idea. Good. Oh, that's a good idea. Interesting. Script plus the sans serif. Okay.
Mhm.
In combination, I'd say plus.
Here's the other ones as well.
Okay.
Um, these are I'm not sure if you can see that, but these are supposed to be shot glasses. Um,
Okay.
this is the martini glass.
Yeah.
Um, let's see another interesting one that I kind of liked a lot. This one was a little hard, but it's kind of interesting to me.
Funky.
Yeah, it's really funky.
Okay.
Um, some more interesting ones.
Okay.
I did a little bit of like a splash off of the drink Wisconsin.
Okay. It's a little
Um,
bit of a tongue twister, the Wisconsin Blee, but that's
yeah,
okay.
it's a little hard to say, but
Catchy.
yeah, it is. So those are my thumbnails that
Of
I
your
think are interesting.
of these, what are your 3 ideas you like the best?
Um, I like this one right here. If you guys can see, like my cursor.
The big sort of splashy drops coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's hard to choose between this middle row. I really like these middle 3,
Okay.
but if
What
I
if
had to choose one, it'd probably be um the beer can.
Well, or that's just you're trying to be funsy, so that could be an idea. You
Mm-hmm.
could choose all 3. Okay.
And then between these, honestly, probably the funky looking one or the martini one.
Okay. Class, Belinda, what do you think? Anything standing out to you that you think's interesting of Daniel's thumbnails?
I like the if you go to the top, I like there's one at the very beginning that I really liked when he took the D and made it into a beer stein.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that one.
That has a lot of possibilities because you could just say, okay, what letters can I turn into a beer stein and try a bunch of different letters? Like the N may be easier than the D.
Yeah, yeah, that could be.
Just pick, you know, I like the idea of the beer stein and then try to figure out, play around and see which letter you try it with not every letter, but
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Belinda, what else? What else do you think?
I like the ones where he was like cursive. and the like just the written out. I like either one of those.
So yeah, you got two combinations. You got one where the letters are different, and then one where the words are different. Is that right, Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. That is a good sort of contrasting
Yeah.
idea. Okay. Belinda, what else you think? No bad ideas.
Not really sure.
Okay, that's good.
I can move to
Nick?
the other one. So
Nick, any thoughts from you on thumbnails
Yes.
you like?
So I do like the Beerstein one with the D, but go to the second page and go to the funky one. So I really like your funky design, but what drew me to the funky design was that the eye looks like a pint.
Ooh.
The way you connected the dot to the
yeah.
structure of the eye,
yeah,
and
I'd like that you see that. And
and
it's a little hard to fit into the space, but I see what you mean.
But-
so I think if you took capital letters and just like maybe made them straight and made the eye into a pint glass, that would be very cool.
With the eye being the head on the
Yeah.
pint, the foam.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
My other two, I liked your martini glass.
Mm-hmm. I think that one
And
would look really sharp if
yeah,
I did it into Illustrator.
and for a simple one, I liked the bottom right there, the one with like the oval shaped design in the center with the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like that the funky drink responsibly and the pint looking eye. Definitely like that one.
Okay. On the drink responsibly with the the very bottom right one that Nick just mentioned, is it supposed to be like a sunset on the water, maybe? Or just shapes?
I was just kind of going with like just a random shape, honestly.
Okay. I mean, it's very watery. And have you ever been to Wisconsin?
No, I've actually never been.
Okay. I have never lived there. I have visited a lot because I lived in Chicago for a while, and tons of lakes in Wisconsin. So the whole watery, your line there that's sort of watery, and the two swishes that are sort of sunsetish would, I think, go over well in Wisconsin.
I forgot I kind of went over this one. I don't know why, but that one just randomly caught my attention again with the upside down eye.
Oh, the upside down, true. Okay, yeah. Oh, looking at while you're there, if you look at the shot glasses and the martini glass,
yeah.
Again, only because I've lived in Chicago, and tell me if Belinda and Nick or Daniel, if you've ever heard of this. So it's not a thing in Charlotte that I know of. In the shot glasses, literally there are bars that literally call themselves beer and shot bars. Beer and a shot. And most people get a shot and a beer at the same time. And so the beer and a shot thing, if you want to get a little crazy and add the beer stein and the shot glass, that's very common in Wisconsin.
Okay.
But they certainly have martinis too. So
I don't know much about bars, so I only took what I kind of knew was popular.
Sure. But a beer and a shot, that's a thing in Wisconsin and Chicago. I've never heard of it down here. I've only heard of it there in sort of the upper Midwest, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin. I don't know if they do that in Minnesota. Okay. So that's some good ideas. Great. Unshare your screen there.
Thank you.
Good input, Nick and Belinda. Thank you so much. Belinda, you want to go next?
Sure, I can go.
Excuse me. Nick, I think I made you go last a couple times. Next time we do this, we'll have you go first.
Sure.
Sorry, no personal insult to you.
Oh man, you got me so triggered. I'm so offended, man.
Okay, good. I'd like to avoid that.
No, you're fine.
All right. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about them. What do you think? You might have to zoom in a little bit.
I took some like ideas from like the actual landscape and stuff from Savannah. And the middle one here is kind of a statue that I found on the water, and then this is a riverboat and a bridge.
Okay.
And then I put fries and like waffle fries behind and stuff. This one's supposed to be an onion ring. And then I have these. Just having like fries and waffle fries and onion rings behind the words, and then have like this one's supposed to be a conch shell with them.
Interesting. The conch shell. You're right. It is. Savannah is on the coast.
And then I have more of like the landscape, and then I put like a ketchup bottle.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like ketchup on my fries, but a lot of people do. Okay. Daniel, what do you? Oh no, first, Belinda, what of these three? Sorry, not of these thumbnails. Which are you leaning toward liking the best?
I kind of like the bridge, and then I'm not happy with. I like the kind of like the conch shell, and then I'm not sure what the other one is. None of them is really just like speaking to me right now.
Okay. You know what? We were talking about how this is sort of a reference to Lord of the Flies, that book, but actually more popular these days is Lord of the Rings also, which is the Tolkien book. Go back up to your very top bunch. You have the Lord of the Fries with the big onion ring.
Yeah.
You could easily do Lord of the Fries with the onion ring. Although it's funny, we're saying fries, we're doing onion ring. That is fried. You could always do two onion rings, sort of in somehow more of a ring type thing. Okay. Anyway, this is a thought that came to my mind.
When I wrote it, I actually wrote Lord of the Rings instead of Lord of the Fries.
You know, interesting. So now that I have said that, because you could be Lord of the Rings and be onion rings.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a real restaurant like Lord of the Fries is in Savannah. That's a thought. Okay, well, Daniel, what thumbnails or what ideas do you have for Belinda on her thumbnails?
I like a lot of the ideas on the second and third pages. That's what really caught my attention more. But this one on the first page, the one with the bridge, I think that one's a really good idea that you could do. Maybe even put like the words on the bridge.
On the bridge, right?
Mm-hmm. I
While
think you would have to make it a little thicker to kind of stand it out.
While we're talking about that, I just noticed, look at the H in the bridge. The bridge looks just like the H in the letter V of Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, it does.
So you could turn the H and V and have the bridge part cut through the word Lord of the, and have fries be the bridge or somehow, just as a thought. Okay, go ahead, Daniel. Sorry, you were talking about that and that just stood out to me.
Yeah, no, that's a good comment. So on the second page, I think the first one on the top left corner, that one really catches my eye with the letters. How you have Lord and Fries being the biggest, and then of the smallest, it's a good way to put that. Because I mean, it just stands out really well. And then I like the fry packet one right under it as well. That one is also really cool.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is that what that is? A fry packet?
Yeah.
From what I can tell, yes.
Okay. Huh. It is a fry packet. What's next to it, Belinda?
This one,
Next to the fry packet, yes.
it's got a fry packet and an onion ring
And
behind.
an onion ring. Okay. I just didn't know if that was a hamburger or onion ring. Okay, great. Okay. Go ahead, Daniel. Sorry.
On the third page, I like the one on the bottom right corner the most, and then the first one on this page as well. But I really like how the curly fries work with the letters going down.
This one.
Kind of like, yeah, I think that one you can make really stand out.
That's very interesting, and that definitely violates the word stacking, but it's so interesting with the curly fries next to them. That's a great.
It really works if you'd want to break that rule.
Yeah. Or the one up on the left where the curly fry is next to the Lord of the Fries is also interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Daniel, anything else? Anything else you like?
I think that's all the comments that I have right now.
Okay. Nick, what are your thoughts on the thumbnails?
Okay, if I could see the first page again. Just want to go one by one, see if because I know there were a few that caught my eye. So let's see.
Sure.
I do like the bridge one. I like the ring with the Lord of the Fries in the middle. Yep. Maybe incorporating like making it look like an onion ring and maybe have like a finger, like it's gonna go on the finger. That'd be cool. Second page. So I like the idea of the fry packets, and I don't know if it's just me, but when I think Lord, sometimes I'll think like Crown, and I know immediately it's like, oh, that could be Burger King, but maybe like the emphasis on the fry pack in the front with like a crown kind of behind the fry packet would look cool, and it's like Lord of the Fries. Just a thought.
It almost looks like the fry sticking out of the fry packet could be a crown shape.
Could look like, yeah, could something like that. That's kind of like that kind of evoked that imagery for me.
Yeah.
The bottom middle one here, I imagine this because of the way you have the letters broken up. I imagine it like each of the letters are built out of a fry or out of an onion ring or something like that. And so I thought maybe if you built out the words in the shapes of fries, or maybe the O's or onion rings, or maybe turn like maybe one of the words by themselves is cursive to make it look like they're curly fries all connected to build out the word. That would be very interesting.
That was my idea with that one, just to have them as fries and onion rings.
Yeah, I like that one. Third page. Let's see. And yeah, I'll reiterate on. I like the curly fries. It does kind of look like you could lose the words in the curly fries, but still I like the idea of the design.
You could, just to take Nick's comment, I mean, you could easily take the curly fry, the O could be a curly fry, the R could possibly, the E. So you could take some letters and make them curly fries. I don't know. So Belinda, I have a bizarre suggestion. Go back up to the second page.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not bizarre, I don't know. To sort of go off Nick's thoughts about the Lord of the Fries, each made out of a fry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we aren't doing this project in this class. I've done it before. I've taken it out. I might change my mind. I could add it as the last project. Anyway, it's where you create a font out of just found objects. And really and truly, what would be really cool as a rough, which could become your whole logo, go get some fries, put them on a table, and spell out Lord of the Fries and French fries.
Okay.
I would go for, obviously McDonald's is the straight type of fry. You could do their fry, but who has the zigzaggy fries? What restaurant?
Do you mean like crinkle cuts?
Crinkle cut. Who has those?
Probably Culver's, I think, and they have onion rings too. So
Okay.
do both of those.
See, Belinda, I think you should treat yourself to lunch. Then before you eat the lunch, go home, get it to go. Go home, play with your food on your table or the plate, spell out a bunch of stuff, then reheat them and eat it.
Okay.
Just as a thought. Okay, so anyway, that's one thought you could do, and you could go down that whole path of all your thumbnails. The curly frying ones are really good. I think that's a great idea. I think the bridge one is really, you have a bunch of good ideas. The bridge one's a good idea. The curly fry is a good idea. The whole fry packet with the crown is a good idea.
Okay.
So plenty for you to sort of narrow down for whatever you want to focus on.
Okay.
Okay. I will have to say one of the really easy things about laying out the crinkle cut fries in Lord of the Fries. I mean, not that I'm suggesting you do this. Sometimes easy is good. And then, you put in Illustrator and you just do the magic erasure where you make the whole background and then bang, you have a word mark logo made out of fries with a little moving around in Photoshop. So anyway, that's a thought. Okay. Nick, let's look at your thumbnails.
Alrighty. There we go. So, I started off doing like headphones on a beat, trying some beat or turnips and beets as letters, silhouetting them and things like that. So these are my first 15 here. I liked the idea of turning a bite out of like the turnip shape into a letter. Tried using music notes, some straightforward letters, turning a turnip into like a subwoofer, making a stereo, things like that. Maybe turning a turnip into like it looks like a head almost with a goatee, like a ponytail. Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, I like the second goatee one. Or with the mouth. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Adding the mouth. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then just for the last one, I tried turning it into like cafe, just throwing it in there to see how that worked.
Okay. Which of these ideas do you tend to like best?
I like the bite taken out as a letter. That's one of them. The subwoofer might work. I mean, I had fun drawing this one, but I don't know how that would really work. The placements were weird to me. Simple designs. I kind of drew inspiration from other ones here. Definitely drew inspiration from this one. This is not entirely original. That like half face with headphone covering. I did like doing the like angled headphones on the beat. It was kind of like an iteration of this one, and then I just kind of took it up a notch. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Daniel, what do we think? Which ones do you like? What advice do you have for Nick?
I absolutely love some of these ideas. Personally, one on the first page, the one with the music note on the third row. I think you could do some really cool things with this one, especially if once you get down to like, if you were to go like full on and add color and everything, you could make everything look really sharp. And I think, I don't know why, but I'm getting like the idea of like making it very neon, like having a lot of bright colors. With that one,
Where
I
was
also
Turnip?
like
Where was I don't mean to interrupt you, Daniel. What city is Turn Up the Beat in, Nick?
Uh,
Well, I forget.
I don't remember seeing.
So anyway, it could be. You could go down the neon path. Let's pretend it's in New Orleans, or
Okay.
Las Vegas. Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
I also liked the one where he turned the bite with a letter. That one's also a really good idea. That's all I could give on the first one.
Okay.
I definitely love the one with the angled headphones. That one really works well. I'm trying to kind of give more feedback than this, than rather disagree with the ones you already liked. Going back to that first page, the one that I talked about with the music note, you could probably add like arrows with it, like very sharp turning arrows. Maybe some smaller music notes around it as well. I think that could look really well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Okay, good. Belinda, your thoughts for Nick?
On the last page, the bottom in the middle, it reminds me of a turntable, and the turnip is the needle.
Oh,
That's an interesting thought.
On my age. I do like the one in the middle with the turnip with the headphones on it. I really like that one.
Okay. Ariana, I know you're coming in late. Belinda, anything else? Sorry.
I agree about the in the first page with the music note. I really like that one too.
Like that one. Okay. A lot of possibilities with that one. Yes. Okay. Ariana, any thoughts for Nick? You are coming in a little bit late, but that's okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I really like the one in the fourth row on the first page. Sorry, no, not the other page. The one with the turnip with like the hair, the second one, the fourth row. Yeah, that one. I thought that one looked really cool. And then I also agree with the one that was on the first page with the note. I thought that one was really good as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So, Nick, I have to say, go to the second page. So the whole turn up with the headphones on, you got several versions of it, is such a good idea. It's almost a character, a caricature or a slash character, which could be a whole separate project. And I like it. So because this is a word mark project, if you just have the character, then you almost don't need the type. It's almost like that's going to be at the bottom. So I was thinking you have some choices. One, how to get this great idea of the headphones, the beat, the hair, the goatee into the words. Turn up the beat. So that's one thought. So I love that. Or you could disregard that and go with just the music note thing, which is a little bit more word marky. So the whole music note idea, and you have several good music ideas, like the one in the middle of the second row and the last one on the third row. You have several music note ideas. Also, the beat taking the bite out of are a little bit more in line with this project. But I do have to say the whole even your very first thumbnail all the way to your second page full of the ones with the beat with the hair, which I think is a great idea. You got to decide how to spend your time.
I did like this one up here too as well, turning like the beat and the turn up into the P and the B and kind of draping the greenery. Could do,
and that's good too. That's a little bit more like this assignment, which we're trying. In theory, the client has asked for a word mark. That's the only thing about the whole headphone thing is it's almost a full logo versus a word mark.
Okay.
So think about that. Yeah, that's good too. The turn up the beat is good. Go back to the second page. I do like the whole side of the face thing in the head mark and the headphone. That is the most word marky. And you said that's not original. I don't know what that's from. What is that from?
God, I think I just Googled like music logos for ideas.
Okay.
And it was like a head. It was that same angle of the head, but it was like turning into blocks, like cubes, as it was going away, like where my lines are. It was just kind of like disintegrating into squares.
Okay.
And then it was like the headphones looked like a power symbol, like a incomplete circle with a line going down the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it was just I drew inspiration from it, but it's not.
I'd say that's more drawing inspiration than stealing. So that's I think that's fine. That's a good inspiration. Okay. Okay. Plenty of good ideas. Got to decide some things. Ariana, can you share some thumbnails?
Yeah, I can. Let me just.
Okay, Nick, unshare yours.
Can you see that?
Yep, sure can.
So this is the first page, and then this is the second page. So my company is like more based around like sushi, so I really wanted to incorporate that in my designs, as well as like other like utensils such as the chopsticks that you would use to eat the sushi. And then it's also a food truck, so I also tried to incorporate that in some of the designs as well.
Any ones you like better than other ones?
I put stars on them so I can remember. So I like this one, and this one. And then on the second page, I liked this one. I think it was this one and that one.
Okay. Go back to the first page.
Okay.
Just for sure. I have to say the very next to the last one on the bottom roll where it's stacked letters, we're violating that a lot. That's a nice one with the sushi in the middle and this sort of all lined up. I thought that's an interesting one also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of good ones. Huh. Okay. Nick, what are your thoughts for Ariana?
I like a lot of these designs. If you could go to the second page for me. So the one in the middle, very center, I think it would be interesting if you made the ampersand out of like two rolls standing up with the chopsticks crossing. You know what I mean? Like how the ampersand comes to two single lines that are kind of opposing.
Like use the chopsticks to make the ampersand? Is that what you mean?
Right. I kind of incorporate, so you have a roll on the top, a roll on the bottom, and the sticks are kind of like laying crisscross almost to create the ampersand with walk and roll like above and below the ampersand. So I like that idea in the center, and I think you could do more with the ampersand. But I like the incorporation of the chopsticks and the rolls. Let's see. I like probably the second to the bottom right there. On this page, bottom right. I think it's second to last down at the bottom.
You said the second to last?
Yep, down at the bottom. That one. Yep.
Okay.
I like that one. Kind of adds like the kind of what would you call that? With just like the lines there. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but having that like ligature essentially in the center.
Okay.
If you could go to the first page. I like how you have in the top row, second to the right there, you've got like the walk and roll in a big egg roll.
On this
That
one.
one, yeah, it looks like an egg roll to me with the size of it compared to the letters. Yeah, and
This
I
was
like your.
sushi, I wasn't sure.
Oh, hey, that's fine. It still looks great.
Okay.
I think with color, the differentiation, you know what I mean? Like if it's golden, it looks like a fried egg roll. If it's white, it looks like a rice roll. Oh, look, it looks great. Or, and I like the incorporation of the truck in the design since it's a food truck. I think you could do something, maybe blowing up the truck size, and maybe doing something with like the wheels as rolls or something like that. But
I
definitely.
had done that on this one.
Oh yeah, there you go. I missed that. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I missed that too. Ah,
Yes, I like that.
Thank you.
okay. Belinda, what thoughts do you have for Ariana?
I like this. I like the one that Nick was pointing out on the bottom, the second to the last one. I really like that one. It really drew my eye to it.
Which one? I couldn't hear you.
The second to the last one on the bottom, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Really like that one. Also, with the with a food truck or something, you could make the wheels the O's in each letter and work the other letters into the truck somehow.
Okay.
And then on the first page, I do like the word stacking on the very bottom, the second to the last one. I really like that one as well. Yeah, that one really works well.
See, and there's your ampersand as a sushi, like Nick was sort of mentioning in the other one,
Yeah.
with the chopstick could come
Give me
in.
1 second, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Belinda. Daniel, any thoughts for Ariana?
To add on with the truck idea that was going on earlier, I was thinking that if you blew up the truck to be like the biggest thing and then have the words walk and roll on the side of the truck. I was thinking that could also work. And then another thing with like the one on the second row where you have the is it chopsticks?
Wait. Do you mean on this page or the first page still?
No, on the second page. Or sorry, the first page.
Where she has the
It's
cross,
on
the cross
second row.
chopsticks.
Yeah, it's the cross chopsticks. I was thinking if you blew that up really big and then had walk and roll and go across the middle rather than going downwards like that.
Like this one?
But
like just blow it up?
yeah, kind of like that, but I would blow up the sushi size a lot more and then
like
the
straight
chopsticks kind of make it really stand out.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel. So no lack of good ideas. Plenty of things to work with on that. Before I forget, one thing I must counsel you on as you pick colors, be very careful with the color green. So you want a appetizing green, not a pukey green.
Okay.
Okay. Avoid puke with all restaurants. Restaurant, if you notice, green is a tough color for restaurants. So it's got to be not pukey green.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Great. Unshare your screen. Where am I? Yeah. Just a thought for everyone. Those were all very good thumbnails. You guys did a lot of work on them. I thought also that was a very good critique. You guys added a lot of things. I try to add some things, but as you all saw plenty of things I did not see and added that. And I hope that you guys take those notes to heart that other people give you. And obviously, it is just input. It's your design. And again, my input is just input. You have to analyze that and take it as input and use it to improve your design, hopefully. And so that was a very good critique. Let me show you guys really quickly, because we're almost out of time. I do want to show you guys something I've added to the content, and I will share my screen. I don't have a lot of time to go over this. So we're in the next step of the word mark, and these are just a couple do's and don'ts for the word mark when we go to the roughs. So obviously you guys have to decide which 3 you're going to do as roughs on the computer digitally, and they can be roughs. So again, you don't have to get caught up in the details because you're going to pick one, but obviously you got to get somewhat caught up in the details of it to put on the computer. So a couple these are big hints. Big hints. So here are a couple of word marks. One really easy thing to do is, add a shape around something. So you can easily add a shape around something. We'll do that. We'll come back here. You can see these are different things. Also, so several of you guys had some combined letters. And this is combining the 2 ends. I'm thinking about the French fries. Had some combined letters possibly. You were thinking about combining the letter of the H with the French fries. Also, Nick, you had a couple things. Not Nick, Daniel, you had a couple things where you were switching. I think you were switching the Y with the W. So combining letters as you go forward is another thing to think about. You guys had some designs that could do that easily. This is a very interesting thing, and I guess Daniel did the cursive letter with the sans serif, but the upper and lowercase. So as you're doing with the word mark, it's pretty easy to all of a sudden decide, okay, I'm going to do all caps and 1 lowercase, or I'm doing all lowercase and add a cap. So as you're trying to do the roughs, that is something you can work on to add an uppercase or a lowercase. Here's some examples: New York with uppercase N, the lowercase y. So combining letters, adding the upper lowercase, just adding the color to the letters. So we talked a little bit about color, but that's what the roughs are for. Obviously, like for example, Nick mentioned the white rice as a color versus the fried outside of the sushi exterior. And I guess that's also rice. Maybe that's brown rice or something else. So as you're playing with the colors, think about that. The walk lends itself, but also the fries color. Obviously, you're dealing with gold. Easily you could do some gold and brown colors and red. And then the bad things. These are the worst things. This is a horrible one, the cat one. These are actual logos. Catware branding, bad. And you do have to make sure you don't. I don't think there's any bad spelling words in what you guys have put in. That's another example of just sticking things in too close together. Instead of kids exchange, then you add all kinds of stuff in there. Okay. I really wanted to emphasize the colors. Just adding colors to the letters, the upper and lower case as an example, the combining letters, and adding this, just adding a swoosh. And you can see some of these other examples where they haven't done much. They've done slanting. You can always make it italic. You put a shape around it, turning a letter backwards. So you guys are certainly could, as you're going along, think about that as you're going to the roughs, just to improve your ideas. Okay. I was going to share something else, but I may save that for next week. I added some SWOT stuff. Since I still haven't found my great example, I may save that for next week and talk more about that. So the deadlines this week, again, no class on Wednesday. I was going to still be available on Wednesday. You can make an appointment with me on Wednesday, but the college has asked me not to have any type of studio on Wednesday. I am going to send out the notice that I'm either going to have an office hour on Thursday morning or Friday morning. Again, that is not a requirement. You can come on there if you want, and I'll send that out. So the deadlines are, we're trying to take 3 of your ideas and do a rough. So on the computer and adding color, and to give yourself some 3 choices to then do the final. And so those are the deadlines for this week. Any questions or thoughts on anything?
Nope.
Okay. So if you haven't posted your thumbnails, be sure to post them in deadline 1. So I did have the deadline 1 not correctly set up to take 2 submissions, but I believe I have changed that now. So you should be able to submit once for your research and SWOT, and submit again and add your thumbnails to that same deadline. And tell me if that doesn't work, and I'll work on some more. But I think someone's already done it, so I think it works now. So that's anytime the Blackboard does not work, if you tell me, that's great, because sometimes I think I've done it and I haven't, or I did something wrong. Okay, questions? Okay, with that, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'm sorry we're not having class on Wednesday, but take some time and work on your roughs.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you all next week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.